Drunk.
Drunk.
Drunk. Drunk. Drunk. Drunk. Drunk. Drunk. Drunk.
Hammered drunk.
Drunk. Drunk.
Drunk.
Drunk. Drunk.
Drunk Trade of the Week.
Dustin, I'm excited to talk about this submission for our Drunk Trade of the Week. Comes to us once again from Reddit, from the user long jumping news 388 on Reddit. I cannot imagine the impetus for this name. I don't know where it came from, but I'm excited to talk about the trade. They say the night before our league's 2021 rookie draft, I got drunk and traded Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, and a 2022 first for the 101 in 2021 to get Trevor Lawrence. I was drinking with my league mate and determined to get that pick no matter what. Obviously a horrendous trade, which I'm still paying for, but I still hold out a sliver of hope that it doesn't look as bad after next year. Dustin, are you grabbing that sliver of hope or are you throwing it away? Is Trevor Lawrence still going to come out of this fine?
I think so. I'm on the hope side. Hope amongst hope, dream amongst dream. That T-Law will be just fine. Yeah, I mean we saw as a rookie year in a bad way for the ages for Trevor Lawrence. But I have hope he's going to improve. Is he going to be maybe the next coming of Peyton Manning that everyone thought? Maybe not to that level. I mean, that's a very, very high bar to reach. But I still think he's going to be a very good quarterback in this league, and will be in that top tier consideration year in and year out for years to come. But this is a lot to give up for the 101. So you got your 22 first.
That's right.
It
don't
doesn't
know
say-
still yet what it was. He didn't specify,
Yes,
or
so
they
we
didn't
don't know
specify
where
whether
it
this
was,
late or
but-
not. Yeah.
So let's assume middle of the pack. So 105 to like 107 ish. We'll just for this exercise, we'll just
Sure.
assume middle of the road. Derek Carr and Kamara. I mean, Kamara still worth a first easily. A single.
Yeah. Even considering his age and
Right.
that possible suspension. Yeah, I
Right.
still think you have to at least consider a first.
I would say first, maybe first plus yet,
Mhm.
because I think Kamara is going to hang on longer than most running backs, only because he is so useful in the passing game. Maybe he won't get the first and second down work as much as he gets a little long in the tooth, but he'll still get that third down work for a number of years. So he'll be very PPR relevant for quite a while. And Derek Carr, again, looking back, hindsight, now that, he's got Devontae Adams and he's been a very serviceable quarterback. And do we know if this was a super flex league?
I am assuming a super flex league, but that was not mentioned. I think that's the only reason you would want Trevor Lawrence so desperately at the 101.
Yeah. And I think given it's super flex, I mean, you got a first. Carr is worth in a super flex league a late first.
Sure.
Probably. Maybe not last year at this time. And then Kamara's a first. I mean, that's a lot to give up to move up to the 101. I'm wondering if they could have gotten, just doing Derek Carr in the first. I don't know. I'm
They
not a big
could
fan
have.
of this.
They could have done that, Dustin, but this is a drunk trade for a reason. This is
Absolutely.
not sensible, top of your mind.
I get
I'm
that.
With it. I'm with it.
I'm just saying though. I think this is why we don't drunk trade.
Well, this
You
is
give
why
up
you
your-
don't drunk trade. I will not take that. I will take that. I mean, I will drunk trade all night long because sometimes you come out on the Kamara and Carr and 2022 first side of these
Well,
things.
right. If it was the league mate saying, "Hey, I did a drunk trade," or the person my league mate was drunk and sent me this trade, we'd be like, "Yes, you scored well on this. Good job." But as a
And
person,
they were drinking together. So the league
Right.
mate and them were drinking. So this did work out for one person. That's why I'm saying
Mhm.
don't shoot down the idea of a drunk trade necessarily. You just got to be better
Oh,
about drunk trading.
okay,
That's all.
from the one side, not great. From the other side, great.
There
How
you
about
go.
that?
Perfect. Yes, but that is the risk you take when you do this, of course. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Absolutely.
obviously with you. It's definitely an overpay for Trevor Lawrence. I mean, yeah, there's no getting around that. I am holding out hope that Trevor Lawrence is still going to become a top 10 quarterback in the NFL for fantasy, if for nothing else. And that's not what you paid for here. So it's still a hard pill to swallow. But, all is not lost with Trevor Lawrence. So
Yeah.
it'll get better. Long jumping news 388. It really will.
It will. As long as, like you said, he turns into maybe a top 10, top 8 quarterback. I mean, you're going to have him on your roster for 15 years, assuming your league goes that long. He's a guy that you're going to be able to set and forget for years to come. So that is hard to come by in fantasy football. So, I mean, it could work out really, really well here. It's too hard to say, or too soon to say, I should say.
Fingers crossed for you. Long jumping news 388. I cannot and will not get over that username. I need to know the entire backstory now. I think we could do an entire podcast about it, quite frankly.